Hello, beautiful Arcturian Starseeds. Happy St. Patrick's Day. This is Indigo Angel, and I was guided today to show a little picture of St. Patrick of Ireland here. He is a magical, amazing saint that I have had many experiences with. He's very interesting in the fact that he was originally a pagan and spent his life devoting to converting pagans to Christianity in Ireland. But today, this is actually celebrated as a Catholic holiday. But most people celebrate St. Patrick's Day, so even atheists celebrate St. Patrick's Day. And I think that probably has to do a lot with just his lineage, his DNA, his genetics run very strongly in many people. So what's even more interesting is the color associated with St. Patrick actually used to be blue. And then they converted it to green because of Ireland's flag. So that's kind of why I did my nails in blue today, in kind of honor of the originality of this. Also, the blue ray has been very strong lately. Archangel Michael, all that good stuff. So anyways, just wanted to show that. But I am ever in gratitude to be able to share this collective Arcturian attunement and energy reading with those holding the Arcturian Starseed origins in their natal blueprint, their DNA, their RNA, and genetic species, interdimensionally and extraterrestrially. Our Arcturian home is actually from a blue planet that is a planetary city of light that circles around the Arcturus star in the BOOTES Constellation. So we are essentially attuning to the collective quantum photonic light of Arcturus star that is a red giant and is fusing with heavy elements such as carbon. It is 20 times bigger and 115 times brighter and carries a lower temperature than our solar deity. So Arcturians are high multi-dimensional beings that have the capacity to live in the 9th dimension all the way down to the 4th. Attuning to the Adonai One source to all beings takes activation of 12 DNA strands, 12-dimensional Christed consciousness, and purification of density on a cellular level to achieve galactic frequency. 13 plus activations extending beyond, which becomes bizarre in galactic land. Once you kind of cross over into the galactic realm, you start having a lot of quantum experiences. So it does become very bizarre, which I will go into more later. The attuning takes place after stargates and portals open within the body to ascend you into galactic universal energies. So Arcturus actually lies between the Ursa Major, which is considered the Great Bear, and to the north of the zodiac constellation Virgo, which is near the horizon to the south. So if you are a Virgo or have Virgo in 2 or more other planetary positions throughout your natal chart, you may highly resonate Arcturian. Also, Libra and Scorpio, October 12th through the 26th. BOOTES is your birthday constellation and also highly resonating Arcturian as your starseed origins. You can see on my card there it says October 12th through the 26th. My birthday is October 25th, so Arcturus is my starseed origin. And the most predominant and profound energy of love and compassion, planetary healing, and brotherhood assisting Earth's ascension in the Milky Way that I have attuned, channeled, and ultimately embodied as Source Self. I've sat in the Arcturian energy for a few days at a time, just really feeling the profound love of the Arcturians. And they work very closely with ascended masters that they refer to as the brotherhood of all. So ascended masters, deities, saints, even Saint Patrick. They work very, very close with all of these aspects. So if you're thinking, you know, I'm not a Virgo, or a Scorpio or a Libra, but I'm still resonating Arcturian, that's okay. It's honestly best to pull your entire natal chart to see how your planets are aligning. Your deepest intuition and knowing is your truth. So things may be lining up elsewhere. The ancient Greeks named this star Arcturus, meaning the watcher, guardian of the bear. The Romans worshipped this star for harvest and is feared by sailors as it precursed storms. So with Mercury going retrograde on the 22nd, it may be a good time to sit in these energies, not make any major decisions or plans, and just kind of honor what is in the moment and practice gratitude. Mercury's qualities of quick thinking, quick decisions, communication, commerce, and thieves are gearing up to become very highly exalted. So for starseeds in a descension or a contraction or a strong electromagnetic hold or pull, it may be the energy that's going to pull you back into a frequency loop or transfix you into a lower dimensional experience. So staying conscious and honoring self-care right now is key. So some quick 11th house dimensional planetary consciousness for March. Today is the new moon in Aries, and this is a perfect time to manifest new intentions, ideas, goals, jumpstart into your soul's purpose and your galactic mission. Kind of transcending those belief systems within and getting onto your soul mission. Anchor this in the higher realms in your 5th dimensional Arcturian. How many of you are ready to actually step into these roles and harvest at the full moon of the month, which is called a blue moon and is illuminated in intensity when coming from the purest place and felt at a deep emotional etheric level. We also have the spring equinox on the 20th, plus Jupiter went retrograde on March 8th. So a lot really is happening this month. March is very busy and is moving a lot of collective energy. I've even heard of major solar flares and winds planning to hit Earth from the Lightworker community, NASA, spaceweather.com, the 15th through the 18th. So Arcturian Starseeds, it's a completely different existence here for us. We are not predominantly human aspects. We are soul-embodied beings, and we link up to Gaia and Stargates and planetary systems. So with all this movement in March, we are experiencing genetic reprogramming of our DNA, cellular cleansing on a daily, every moment basis, and constant purification and energy work. Instant transcendental realities, constant integration and focus to care for our plasma bodies, our crystalline bodies, our etheric bodies. Okay, so it's a perfect time really in space, and I didn't even mean to say time, it's a perfect space and energy for an Arcturian Starseed reading. So I'll just go ahead and jump right into the messages. So if you like my videos, you like the messages I'm putting out, if you would subscribe to my channel and like and share my videos. I'm doing my best to anchor in this galactic consciousness, these galactic Arcturian messages, to help raise the vibration and assist with the evolution of humanity and Earth. So your support is greatly appreciated, and if you would subscribe to my channel, I would greatly appreciate that. Thank you. So today I'm going to read out of the Syrian Starseed Tarot, which is this top row here. This is for the physical and the mental messages. This will have some human aspects to it, but primarily speaking directly to the higher self and to the Starseed aspect of you and of me. And then the next deck I'm reading out of is the Arcturian Galactic Travelers Oracle cards, which is the second row here. This will be the emotional and the spiritual messages. These cards were channeled by Alessandra Giglioli, who is a galactic shaman and channeled a lot of these master guides from the interdimensional realms of Arcturus to help assist starseeds with anchoring in their galactic missions and assisting Earth with the human, with ascension. So this is a really cool deck. And also I wanted to throw in some Zodiac Oracle, so some planetary consciousness and contributions of energy to the reading. So this is a cool deck as well. So the first card that presents is Karma. Karma is essentially predominantly unconscious human aspects. So it's when we go unconscious to our human programming we hold within on a cellular level that these veils of amnesia tend to go back up, and we enter back into a human role that we play to transcend a lesson that our soul needs to learn for the next cycle of energy. So holding your higher self aspects in your present is key. Holding your higher self, your galactic, your Arcturian, your Christed consciousness as your most dominant aspect, coming from a place of love, compassion, and honor is key to anchoring in positive karma and reversing the spin of energy. Everyone is constantly transcending their previous level of consciousness to a new. That's why life is kind of like a Fibonacci spiral, so we are constantly coming around to see things from a new perspective. When karma presents, it means you've come full circle on the wheel, you know, step by step or lesson by lesson. So working with karma and not against looks like really understanding your human aspects. So what does your unconscious human do? It projects energy, it holds judgment, it holds victim mentalities, and it compares itself to other humans. So as soon as you catch yourself doing these things, you need to nip it in the butt. You need to transmute that energy. The second that you start to compare yourself to someone else, you instantaneously pull yourself into a lower vibration. So if you're trying to quantum jump, this is achieved by being highly conscious of these aspects. And holding the highest vibrations within yourself at all times. So taking full responsibility of your energies. If you're trying to clear ancestral, parental, or generational karma, this can be more intricate to clear. You will have needed to activate it and be working in the realm of the 10th dimensional house. So I relate to this using chakras, using astrological foundational houses. So when I say the 10th dimensional house, I'm talking about getting into your Akashic records, the oversoul, the monad, which is up here. Okay. So you're needing to really open up more of your filter or your subconscious to clear these cords and attachments. Keep in mind that this is genetically intertwined into your DNA. So it takes immense conscious awareness to be clearing karma here. So forgiving yourself and others is paramount, but also not allowing unconscious human aspects to run the show anymore. This takes an immense amount of discipline and dedication to your higher self, to your oversoul, to your Arcturian. There are many levels and stages of progression, so don't really worry about which one you're in. If you're in the phase of cleaning house and you're pulling away from those who clearly hold an experience of lower dimensions, so as you expand more and more and more, you'll begin navigating dimensions. You'll be able to see when others are holding these lower dimensional existences, and so you need to quickly establish whether there is a frequency mismatch, and then choose your higher self aspects. So if you need to not align to these realities, to hold these higher vibrations, that is okay. We evolve past people. So if you choose to not align to those realities, that's a wonderful thing, because ultimately it's probably going to pull you back into an unconscious frequency loop to repeat these loops until you get it. Okay, so karma's a bitch. But yeah, so Also, there's a huge component of free will, which this next card is about a lot. So we'll kind of go back into that. So this was more of your physical, your mental aspects. This is more of your etheric self, your galactic self. And the card is Stargate, Birth and Renewal of Lyra. Okay. So it's kind of interesting. So I've been attuning a lot to the Arcturus and to Lyra as well, because I do believe I hold both of these genetic species within my DNA. But I've been finding more and more that the Arcturian DNA species does not carry Lyran, unlike Andromedans or Pleiadians, that I think they've originated in another galaxy. So Arcturus is not even from our galaxy. I think their core origins are from another galaxy. So if anyone has any more information on Arcturian core origins, that would be fascinating for me to get my hands on that. I feel like the information is very conflicting. But so overall, this card is kind of bringing awareness to its energy gateway through which humans pass during death and rebirth. So Arcturus can kind of function as a way station for non-physical consciousness to become accustomed to physicality. So in the keys of Enoch, which would be Enoch is also Thoth, Enoch is also Mercury, Enoch is also Hermes. So Mercury is very popular right now, going into retrograde, but so it's described as a midway station or programming center used by non-physical brotherhoods in our local universe to govern many rounds of incarnation experiments with physicals on our end of the galaxy. So the Lyran Stargate is a place where consciousness birthed into physical form. Consciousness in form existed, but under different conditions. So this new galaxy was to express itself with bold darkness and the light, and be a great breeding ground for souls to learn many valuable lessons, such as free will. Not all planets in the Milky Way galaxy have free will. So many have evolved into higher dimensional planes where free will is not necessary for soul evolution. So free will is a key ingredient in the illusion of separation experiment. Experience being the human word, experiment being your Arcturian galactic word. And this card actually guided me to talk a little bit about incarnation. So this is actually really important right now. So children are being born on the planet right now. You know, any child born 2012 and up are actually sun children. So being born highly non-linear, not having the capacity to really understand the logical mind. They're going to be highly telepathic, beyond our understanding. So they're going to really struggle in this system if the evolutional changes are not happening within our school systems. And they're being specifically chosen by Arcturian elders. So like women who are and men who are being chosen to have these children are actually being chosen by Arcturian elders to give birth to these highly evolved children of the sun. Some are incarnating Pleiadian, Sirian, Orion, etc. But when an Arcturian elder chooses you to birth an Arcturian soul, they only allow the wisest to associate with the children, and they must carry violet in their auric field. And they go through an amazing process of raising the vibration of the body to a 7th dimensional frequency through the birthing process to make sure that they are bringing through the most highly evolved souls. Okay, so just bringing some awareness to this, because we have to honor their soul gifts. It's important for parents to know this. We have to honor these soul gifts to these new children incarnating here on Earth. Okay, so the underlining planetary contribution here is Virgo. So like I said in the beginning, if you are a Virgo, you probably highly resonate Arcturian. Virgo rules the 6th dimensional house. So it's kind of interesting that there's a 6 up in the corner. In numerology, 6 represents harmony, family, home. It's ruled by Venus. But Virgo is actually ruled by Mercury. Wow. The synchronicity is so amazing, just how it's all aligning with this Arcturian reading and with, you know, Virgo coming through so strongly, Mercury coming through so strongly, precursing this storm to the Mercury retrograde. Like, I'm really just, I can't make this stuff up. But so if you're kind of starting to expand into this 6th dimensional house, so this would be the 3rd eye here, okay? And here your lucid dreams are not yet conscious of timeline collapsing in dream space. So you're doing a lot of work at night. You're receiving many messages from the most powerful oracle, which is your dream space. So there's a lot of activation of the 3rd eye within Virgo. Virgo is a highly psychic sign. Here, a lot of your clairaudiences, your clairvoyancies, your clairsentience abilities are kind of waiting to fully bloom. So depending upon where you are in your ascension, this is kind of retracting back, going back into the body, back into the 7th dimensional chakra house. But, you know, we're kind of all over the board on our ascension. So this is all about perception, psychic abilities. All other dimensional realms might still feel very much outside of you. So this galactic Arcturian stuff may feel like it's hitting home for you right now. Like this feels like your truth, but it still is very much outside of you because you're still attuning to the frequency. So you have to attune and then you channel, then to ultimately embody. Okay, so you're very conscientious right now. You're seeking solitude and natural laws of the soul. Right now, your focus is anchoring the infinite, psychic ability, and connection to the divine. Okay, so Virgo energy is very strong right now. It's a very beautiful card too. So the next card that presents is the 9 of Chalices. And so 9 representing attainment and completion, and chalices representing water, also representing our emotions. So this card is really all about celebrating emotional abundance. You can see how the Egyptian temple guard is sitting around his chalices, loving his world, his emotions, his pleasures, and the light is shining down upon him. And his chalices are there to be enjoyed. So fine wine for the soul. This is a great card of satisfaction, happiness, and fulfillment. So Arcturian Starseeds, the physical and the mental, it seems that like you're in a very peaceful place. Here's some questions you might want to ask yourself. So what are you feeling in your cups? Like, what is this about? How are you celebrating the achievements of your dreams and desires? Do you realize abundance is your own creation and is always within your reach? So what situations, relationships, or pleasurable encounters have you feeling deeply content and satisfied? So this is honestly a really beautiful card. The next card that presents is the T. Ayanaki Reality Hacker, Arcturus. Okay. So this card is all about kind of hacking your reality and just kind of like busting that illusion of separation. for your soul to experience these lower density worlds where one feels that reality is fixed and physical and separate and unchangeable, that this is an illusion. Every layer of your reality is a beautiful sacred illusion. War is an illusion, good and bad is an illusion, higher or lower is an illusion. And the fact that humans feel imperfect, that is an illusion. So on an atomic level in each body, emotions are amplified. Judgments are amplified. If you have anything inside of you that is not resolved, where you don't function from unity, consciousness, and love, it is going to come up in your physical reality for you to see, to have you work through this inside of you. You have to figure out how to come from a place with no ego, without pointing a finger and making the other person look wrong. On a collective level, if another person seems bad or narcissistic or whatever it is, it's because you hold that program inside yourself, in your physical body, and you have to clear that program so you don't stop calling forth these realities. So this card is a reality hacker. This is really challenging your Arcturian to challenge your reality and to challenge yourself in taking responsibility to not call forth these realities. Gaia has moved collectives into Akashic clearing right now. So I kind of covered that in this karma card here. But so Akashic for each person clears through these intense emotional outbursts, atomic activations, new codes, immense amount of radioactive activation that are cosmically charged rays is going straight to any separation you hold right now, into breaking down that entire reality. And constructs that you hold in your cells, in your body, will go weak. Photonic light makes your body go weak. So cellular structure breakdown is actually targeting immune systems right now, defense systems, whole bodies are becoming Stargate systems. After physical body ascension, your Merkaba breaks down and restructures into a Stargate system. So you have to build and integrate all these codes. It's your new foundation, and it's where you're putting yourself out there and where you're contributing. And this card is amazing. So I really, really love Saturn. And it kind of goes with this. So like you're Arcturian, you're experiencing this emotional like peace and abundance in your physical and your mental. But in your emotional and your etheric and your spiritual, your reality is being hacked and you're seeing these new foundations. And Saturn plays a huge role in this, because Saturn essentially rules the oversoul. So I was talking about the Akashic records. I was talking about the higher self. Saturn is essentially the monad. Saturn rules the 10th dimension. So this is where you kind of see through those illusions. You see through the non-duality. You see the purity. Here is where it holds all of your current toughest life lessons as well. Saturn really holds your toughest life lessons. So like I said, pulling your natal chart is highly important, so that way you can see where your placement in Saturn is. Like my Saturn is in Sagittarius. So Sagittarius presents in my life in a lot of places. My mom is a Sagittarius, my daughter is a Sagittarius, my coworker is a Sagittarius. I have a lot of Sagittarius that presents, and it's because it presents my toughest life lessons. It governs your reputation, your career, your standing in your community. So here is where you really want to seek honor, praise, and approval in the world. This is your divinity, and this is where your Akashic records are held. So embodiment of your oversoul becomes, you become capable of clearing your karmic timelines here. So if you're still going through an ascension, You want to be focused on attuning to your Saturn. If you're channeling these energies, then you're almost at soul embodiment. So it's a process, and everybody's in different phases. Here in your Saturn, you're more in an observative state, transcendence, transmutation. You're an alchemist. You're very conscious of your timelines here. You're clearing your belief systems. There's a lot of integrative process of work done in the previous realms. So this is a lot of cellular DNA memory and releasing of cords and attachments. So this is a melding of authority and responsibility, and this is what ultimately is going to bring balance and harmony within. Okay, so the Sage of Orbs. So orbs is representing a mental aspect, so our thoughts, our mental mind, and the Sage is the ultimate female authority. She's a great mother or matriarchal leader, and she's journeyed far on her path, and she has great inner experience in knowing in spirit. So if you're a male Arcturian Starseed, just know that these feminine aspects are being activated within you. But she's essentially the female counterpart to the master. So she is the yin aspect of his yang. She is a queen, a priestess, a medicine woman, an earth mother, a shaman. And she offers this role model type, archetypal type to the feminine power. As we're moving into the great cycle of the yin vibration as an expression of Gaia's rebirthing into her higher reflection. So this is just, this is just a character card, essentially. Just kind of helping you to reflect on your energies, helping you to reflect on your divine feminine within Arcturian Starseed, and remind us that we are to honor the feminine just as much as we are to honor the masculine, which is interesting because it's also presenting with Lady Venus, so that's actually says a lot. This card specifically is representing the Confederation of Ascended Planets and has a reigning consciousness. So Lady Venus is not necessarily like all love and harmony and relationships and home, which she is all those things. But Lady Venus is also like an iron fist and a velvet glove. So you really don't want to mess with Lady Venus. So this is really kind of empowering the divine feminine here. Just know that Lady Venus is a force that speaks from the heart and from unity of Venus itself. So Lady Venus is the voice and spirit of the planet, and she is also the voice of her people. Venus is an ascended planet, and the people on her planet are one in unity consciousness. So Earth will soon be joining the Confederation of Ascended Planets, but it's not quite there yet. So the next card is Scorpio, and this is rules the 8th dimension. So you can see the 8 up in the corner here, Scorpio, and this is spirit self. So this rules this is the gateway to the angelic kingdom, rainbow light encodements, activated clairvoyancies. When you activate this dimension, you may start seeing auras, being sensitive to color ray encodements. You might not be fully conscious of this yet, but you're still attuning to it. Here you might start communicating with light beings, archangels, ascended masters. It may still feel very outside of you. If it does, this means that you're still in the attuning process. You may, once you activate the 8th dimensional spirit self, you may start channeling, doing tarot, being psychic, practicing mediumship, communicating with crossed over loved ones. Scorpio is regenerative forces, beginnings, and end of life phases. So this is the ruler of the psychic realm. Okay, so your focus here is going to be dynamic renewal, soul cleansing, and purification. And Scorpio actually rules the universal law of perpetual transmutation of energy. Okay, so we have the Seven of Chalices. So as we climb the spiral stairway toward the infinite light, we're faced with many illusions. So this reading ultimately is about illusions and hacking reality. What is it that the Starseed seeks on his path through this earthly experiences? There are many levels of consciousness and great discernment that is needed. So do you aspire for wealth? Is it love that you desire? Is it fame? Is it knowledge? Is it spiritual enlightenment? What is going to fulfill you on this spiral staircase that you're kind of walking up here? Keep in mind that chalices represent the emotions, but this is ultimately a card of unlimited possibilities. So you're invited to look in the pool of the psyche and observe what shines back. Everything is your mirror. This is emotional gratification, and this is you being on the path of spirit. So this is confirmation, Arcturian Starseed, that you are on the path of spirit. This is peace, happiness, balance. Some questions you might want to ask yourself: how do you get distracted from your goal by the temptations that surround you? What are you seeking to manifest in your world? What do you consider of great value on your journey? So just some questions that you might want to ask yourself. The next card that presents is Ishine, Master Encoder, Arcturus. So this card is talking about everything in life is a symbol or a code, or everything is an encodement. Everything is ones and zeros. Everything is light language. That's how light language communicates, is in the subtleties of energy. Everything is holographic, and everything is data, frequency, information, tones, tunes, somatics, plasma somatics. It can be more confusing to those that are still embedded in the matrix, this 3D reality experience. But those who are expanding into these interdimensional realms, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th through the 12th, and having these higher experiences of existing, you start to see that nothing is separate, and that in truth everything mirrors everything else. It's really important to simplify your life. It's either going to support or it's going to deplete. Keep in mind that heightened emotions are a part of the Akashic clearing. So, and heightened emotions clear the timeline. Photonic light exacerbates the distortions on purpose, because the old matrix has to distort for you to see the illusions, for you to give you the ability to travel through your own consciousness to see other realities. If you don't believe they exist, then you won't have the capability to do this. So you got to get your physical body's vibration up. Surround yourself with everything that supports this. Your physical body is already going to struggle with the immensity of these codes coming through. So it's already going to require a lot of downtime and rest, and a lot of your honoring what your body needs to clear the immensity of these gamma rays that are activating 24 hours a day and penetrating the nervous system, your organs, your immune system. So constantly have to be recoded to handle higher light frequencies in your body. And that's kind of like what this master encoder is talking about, is these encodements that we're integrating as you become a Stargate portal, as you become heaven on earth, as you become an anchored in galactic into Gaia. We're anchoring in galactic consciousness. So the next card, Sagittarius. So this rules the 9th dimensional house. This is the Earth star. This is the center psychic body of Gaia. This is the Omega. This is the seat of the soul. So we were talking a lot about the oversoul. Sagittarius holds the house of the seat of the soul. So brings good fortune, optimism, expansion, and abundance. Here is where you start anchoring in your life purpose, your higher purpose, your soul mission. This is where you sow the seeds of your intention. This is where you work with Archangel Sandalphon, the angel of glory, the angel of prayer, Metatron's twin brother. You gain incredible insight about who you are, and you release more karmic residue. So it's kind of interesting how they're to one another, because here it's bringing awareness, here you're releasing. Okay. And here, this is where you activate more of your desire to heal, and this prepares you for your next phases of embodying humanity and humanity healing. There's a lot of purging, clearing, and cleansing that happens here in this 9th dimensional realm. So you might have more rememberings here of your divinity, of your Atlantis, your Lemurian, your Egypt. But ultimately, this house is the law of abundance, the universal law of abundance. Okay. So I just wanted to thank you, Arcturian Starseeds, for watching my collective energy reading today on the new moon. If you like these videos, if you would like, share and subscribe, I would really greatly appreciate that, as I'm trying to expand and anchor in this galactic consciousness into planet Earth, and your support is greatly appreciated. So I just wanted to wish everybody new beautiful intentions to harvest on this full moon, and send everybody so much Mahama unconditional love. And I'm just going to go ahead and clear the energy of this reading. Okay. So have such a wonderful, beautiful day, and I look forward to making another video soon. Thank you so much, and have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.